Okay guys, rain, sleet, or snow, I am back with another crypto video. This story here is from Decrypt and it reads, the US government wants you to know. It's cracking down on crypto. Part of the reason I wanted to post this story here is just to post this picture here. I think this picture is hilarious, but also like an accurate representation of how the government as a whole, not just the DOJ, but the SEC, like the entire government has been handling crypto regulations so far, where they're letting all these actual criminals just make out like bandits and suffer no consequences. But then like you're just trying to take out people who either aren't a threat at all or who are actually trying to, handle business properly or in an ethical manner, mostly ethical manner. But the story reads here, Blizzato, laugh if you want, but the US government post FTX is eager to demonstrate that it's tough on crypto crime. The jokes write themselves. On Wednesday, the US Department of Justice declared ominously that it would hold a live press conference at noon to announce an international cryptocurrency enforcement action. Crypto Twitter panicked, and so did crypto prices. Bitcoin and Ethereum fell nearly 5% in just a few minutes, amounting to a flash crash. Which big player was caught in the DOJ's crosshairs? Binance was a popular bet, and CZ didn't help matters by tweeting just 4, which he announced on January 2nd is his new signal for incoming FUD, fake news, attacks, etc. Then the press conference happened. It wasn't on Binance. It wasn't Celsius or Voyager or BlockFi or any other bankrupt crypto lender that screwed over its customers. It was a Hong Kong-based, Russian-owned crypto exchange called Blizzato. Blizz what? Blizzlatte? I've been writing about crypto since 2011 and I've never heard of it. This is what the writer of the article is saying. And it also posted a quote here from Jacqueline Melenik, which says Blizzato has like 1,400 followers and hasn't tweeted in almost a year, which is obviously facts. That's a fact. Blizzato, the DOJ said, processed more than 700 million in illicit funds, eliciting millions in proceeds from ransomware. Okay. But as of January 18th, Blizzato customers' wallets had $11,000 in them, according to a Coinbase operation director. At Blizzato's peak, customers' wallets held $6 million, a trifle. And yet the DOJ Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco touted the enforcement action as a significant blow to the crypto crime ecosystem. She said Blizzato fueled a high-tech axis of crypto crime. The crypto market quickly rebounded. I could embed a bunch more of the best memes. I could embed a bunch more of the best memes on this, but let's move on to the why and what this means. The DOJ is attempting to flex. I agree. They absolutely are attempting to flex, and a bunch of these agencies, that's something common they do whenever they're trying to just, whatever they already know they're doing a bad job, they just want to try to flex and go for who they think is an easy target. It's just like a bully. That's really what it boils down to. Like a lot of bullies, they typically try to bother people who don't want to be bothered. They typically try to bother people who they think they could beat or who they think won't fight back, or who they think will let this nonsense slide, unfortunately. But that's just how a lot of these people operate. But to continue, people in crypto laughed at it, but those outside of crypto probably didn't. The US government wants to make it crystal clear, especially after the massively scrutinized collapse of FTX, that it is aware of crypto crime and is taking decisive action. The DOJ has reportedly been investigating Binance since 2018, and according to Reuters, is split over whether to bring charges. It's been rumored that the DOJ is also investigating Digital Currency Group, owner of the crypto lender Genesis, which filed for bankruptcy this week. And the DOJ isn't alone. The SEC charged both Genesis and Gemini at once last week for violating securities laws. The SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce, in an interview on our GM podcast last month, was reluctant to say outright that FTX meltdown will lead directly to more crypto regulation. But it's clear that at the very least, it has already led to more posturing. And Pierce did say she hopes it won't lead her peers to overreact with hasty restrictions. Quote, I think we should all be on the lookout for regulatory frameworks that are developed in the context of enforcement action, because it's a very tempting thing for regulators to do that, Pierce said. And it just cuts everybody else out of the process. I frequently say that people in crypto have an irrational fear of the very fear of the word regulation. They presume regulating crypto means shutting it down entirely, when regulation could simply mean, in an ideal scenario, for all, creating new safeguards for retail investors. That said, well, real quick before I keep reading, she Hester Pierce, when she said that, yeah, she's technically right. That is what it can mean. But a big problem many people have with the idea of regulation is because they know once regulation kicks in, again, these governments are corrupt, so they know that when these regulations kick in, these lawmakers are gonna set it up in a way to where the average person doesn't stand a chance to actually make any money. We all know that's coming. Ideally, they want to put as much fear, uncertainty, and doubt in customers as possible. Keep them far away from it. Keep them ignorant about it. Paint a negative picture, and then as soon as they get themselves, their families, the people that control them and bribe them, as soon as they get all those people properly positioned to come out, the richest out of, and make the most money out of the situation, once they get that handled, that's when they'll finally switch the narratives across the mainstream media and actually make it okay to be, make it okay to be somebody involved in crypto. We already seen this when it comes to marijuana. They spent years painting a negative picture. All the while, they was trying to get themselves positioned. Once they got themselves positioned, they did a 180 on the whole idea of it, or the whole narrative or perspective that people have of it. Because now all of a sudden you only hear positive things about it. But continuing on, to continue the article, it says, that said, what Sam Bankman-Fried hath wrought what he has brought is a new climate in which regulators and politicians are feeling more pressure than ever before to show they're serious about ridding crypto of bad actors, and what led to overreach. We already saw it last year with Tornado Cash. The next